Imagine standing in the darkness nearly a million years ago. The air is cold, predators are hiding beyond the trees, and every sound could mean death. Then, without warning, a bolt of lightning strikes a dry forest. Flames rise into the night, casting an orange glow unlike anything your ancestors have ever seen. Most animals flee, but somewhere, one curious group of humans does something no other creature dares. They walk toward the fire. That single moment may have changed the destiny of our species forever. Before fire became the heart of every home, it was a terrifying force of nature. Volcanoes, lightning strikes, and wildfires were the only sources of flame. Early humans couldn't create it. They could only find it, fear it, and, if they were brave enough, try to keep it alive. Imagine carrying a burning branch for days, carefully feeding it with dry wood, because once the flame died, it might be months before another wildfire appeared. Fire wasn't just useful, it was priceless. But why would anyone risk approaching something so dangerous? The answer lies in one of humanity's greatest strengths, curiosity. Unlike most animals, our ancestors didn't simply react to the world. They experimented with it. They watched. They learned. Somewhere, someone discovered that a burning stick scared away predators. Another realized that warmth made freezing nights survivable. And someone, perhaps by accident, dropped food into the flames and noticed something extraordinary. Cooked food tasted different. More importantly, it was easier to chew and digest. This simple discovery triggered one of the greatest biological revolutions in human history. Raw meat demands enormous effort to chew. Tough roots and plants often provide little energy because our digestive system struggles to break them down. Cooking changed everything. Heat softened food, killed many harmful bacteria, and unlocked more calories from every bite. That extra energy didn't just make humans stronger, it helped build something even more remarkable: the human brain. The human brain consumes about 20% of the body's energy, despite making up only a small fraction of our weight. Supporting such an expensive organ would have been nearly impossible on a purely raw diet. Many scientists believe that cooking gave our ancestors access to enough energy for larger brains to evolve. Fire may not have created intelligence by itself, but it gave intelligence the fuel it desperately needed. As brains grew larger, another problem emerged. Larger brains meant children needed more years to develop. They became vulnerable for much longer than other animals. Families had to stay together, communities became stronger. And once people gathered around fire each evening, something unexpected happened. They started talking. No one knows exactly what those conversations sounded like. Perhaps they shared warnings about dangerous animals. Perhaps they explained where fruit could be found. Maybe they simply laughed after surviving another difficult day. Around the fire, darkness no longer forced people into silence. The day suddenly became longer. Night transformed from a time of fear into a time for stories, teaching, and bonding. Some anthropologists believe this nightly gathering helped shape language itself. Think about it. During the day, survival demanded constant attention. At night, fire created the first classrooms in human history. Knowledge could pass from grandparents to children. Hunting strategies could be explained without immediate danger. Memories became traditions. Traditions became culture. But fire offered more than conversation. It transformed the landscape. Instead of simply adapting to nature, humans began adapting nature to themselves. Small controlled fires cleared vegetation, encouraged fresh plant growth, and attracted grazing animals. Long before agriculture existed, humans were already engineering ecosystems with flames. They weren't just surviving in nature anymore, they were quietly reshaping it. This marked a profound shift in Earth's history. For millions of years, evolution changed animals through natural selection. Now, one species had discovered a tool capable of changing the environment itself. Yet mastering fire wasn't easy. Keeping a flame alive required constant attention. Wet weather could extinguish it. Strong winds could scatter dangerous embers. A single mistake could burn an entire shelter. Fire demanded responsibility. Those who learned to control it gained enormous advantages. Those who failed often paid with their lives. Eventually, humans stopped waiting for lightning. Exactly when this happened remains uncertain. Archaeological evidence suggests that controlled use of fire stretches back hundreds of thousands of years, while the reliable ability to create fire likely appeared much later. Early techniques probably involved friction between dry wood or striking certain stones together to produce sparks. What seems effortless today once required remarkable patience, skill, and practice. Imagine the first successful spark, hours of rubbing sticks together, smoke, a tiny glowing ember, carefully feeding it dried grass, then, suddenly, flame. For the first time in history, humans no longer depended on nature to provide fire. They could create light whenever they wished. This changed everything. Cold regions that were once impossible to survive became accessible. Meals became safer. Water could be boiled. Animal hides could be prepared into better clothing. Spears could be hardened by heat. Later, fire would help shape pottery, melt metals, forge weapons, build civilizations, power engines, and eventually launch rockets into space. Every major technological age, from the Bronze Age to the Industrial Revolution, has, in one way or another, depended on humanity's ability to control heat. Even today, our modern world still revolves around fire. The electricity powering your home may come from burning fuel. The steel in skyscrapers exists because furnaces reach incredible temperatures. The glass in your windows, the ceramics in your kitchen, the bricks in your walls, all are products of controlled fire. Even the engines that carried humans to the moon relied on carefully managed flames powerful enough to escape Earth's gravity. Yet despite all our technology, something ancient still awakens whenever we watch a campfire. People naturally gather around it. Conversations become deeper. Time seems slower. Our eyes follow dancing flames almost without thinking. Psychologists believe flickering firelight may encourage relaxation by engaging attention in a gentle, rhythmic way. Whether or not that's the whole explanation, it's difficult to ignore how familiar fire feels, even to people living in modern cities. Perhaps that's because, for hundreds of thousands of years, fire wasn't just another tool. It was home. It protected sleeping families. It cooked every shared meal. It illuminated every story. It frightened away predators lurking beyond the darkness. Generation after generation, humanity grew beside its glow. The forgotten story of humanity's first fire isn't really about flames. It's about the moment our ancestors stopped fearing nature enough to simply run away and became curious enough to understand it. That single choice, to approach instead of flee, set humanity on a path that would eventually lead from burning branches in ancient forests to stars beyond our own world. And every time you strike a match, light a candle, or watch a fireplace crackle, you're witnessing the same force that first illuminated the future of our species.